What's going on, everybody? GemMint here. Last year, me and Very Gary did a video of the top 10 most expensive X-Men books, and man, have those prices skyrocketed since then. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring Gary on the channel and do a 1 year later recap. What's going on, Gary?
What's up, Gem? I'm excited about this. These numbers are mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to talk about the books and the price hikes that they've experienced. Before we get started, make sure that you not only subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell, swing on over to Very Gary at the end of the video. The link's in the description for his channel. Give him a subscribe and hit the bell on his channel as well. Gary, why don't you kick it off with number 10?
All right, guys, let's go to number 10 on this list. This is X-Men 101, first appearance of Phoenix. Let me give you the price from last year's video. $238 in a 7.0, and we're going to give you 7.0 prices pretty much down this whole list, just like we did last time. So we started at $238 in a 7.0. We've now jumped up in the same grade, $459 for that 7.0, which this is going to sound crazy. I still feel is a borderline undervalued, but let me hit you with a mind-blowing number here. A 9.8 in our last video, $3,001. Currently, $5,150 for that 9.8.
All the books that we're going to talk about on this list, you're going to wish you would have purchased when we made this video this time last year. But yeah, X-Men 101 is a great cover, a great, not new character, but change to an existing character. Pretty drastic change from the Marvel Girl days until the Phoenix. Moving on to number 9 on the list, we have X-Men number 14, the first appearance of the Sentinels. This book in a CGC 7.0 was going for around $344 this time last year, and now $1,560. Talk about a huge price increase for this book with no speculations of Sentinels, just knowing that the mutants are coming to the MCU and that we're probably going to see the killer robots.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg of this list, guys. Wait till we start getting to even bigger and badder villains, characters. This list is you're gonna wish you had paid last year's prices for every single one of these books to turn around right now and sell them. So next up is number 8. This is gonna be one of the biggest jumps on this list. This is X-Men 94. This is the first full team appearance in the X-Men title. Yes, they all came in giant size X-Men, Storm, Colossus, Second Wolverine, all of that stuff, Nightcrawler. They all came in giant size X-Men, but because that book is getting so out of control, all those prices rolled over here into X-Men 94. So last year, that 7.0 cost $368, super affordable. Now, $1,063. That's not even the most mind-blowing thing. A 9.8 last year when we recorded this video, $14,600. A lot of money, right? Well, just this month, a 9.8 sold for $63,000. Imagine paying last year $14,600 for a 9.8 to turn around and sell it a year later for $63,000.
Yeah, man, I'm so happy that we grabbed that 9.8 price when we did this last year. That book was on nobody's radar, and now it is on fire. And I agree. I think it's a trickle-down effect from how out of reach X-Men 1 and giant-size X-Men 1 are getting. People are flocking to the next best thing. But $63K, that's a huge ROI from just 1 year. But now let's move over to number 7 on the list. We have X-Men 12, the first appearance of the unstoppable Juggernaut. This book in a CGC 7.0 was going for $677 this time last year, now selling for $2,050 on average. The last sale was actually $2,400 for this hard to get and high grade red cover book.
Everyone loves the Juggernaut, one of the biggest X-Men villains, and the prices again going crazy. Here's the thing about this book, Gem, we've already seen him on the big screen twice.
I don't think any of that's going to matter. That Fox universe is dead. It's all about what Feige and co. is going to do in the MCU.
All right, let's move on to number 6 now. This is X-Men number 3, another character we have seen on the big screen, just not in the MCU. This is the first appearance of the Blob a year ago, selling in a 7.0. $678. Now, roughly doubled, $1,300 in that 7.0. Again, this is the first appearance of Blob. We've seen him before, but like Gem said, all that Fox stuff out the window. We're focusing on the MCU, Feige, and the future of the mutants.
And I don't know if it's so much that it's the first appearance of the Blob, but maybe it's just like because it's the third appearance of the X-Men, it's a Silver Age book, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, because who really cares about the Blob? Anyway, moving on over to number 5 on the list. We got a big book now, man, with Giant Size X-Men number 1. It always was a respectable key, but now it's hit the stratosphere. A CGC 7.0 sold for $1,439 on average this time last year. Now, $3,880.
And you guys got to remember, this is the 90-day average. Let me hit you with another big number here. The last sale, as of this recording, the last sale, $5,663 in that CGC 7.0.
Gary, let's talk about a book that we put on this list last year just because it was a respectable key, but has now become a pop culture phenomenon.
Just like Gem said, this book was always a respectable X-Men key, now hitting unbelievable levels. X-Men number 4, first Quicksilver, first Toad, first Brotherhood, second Magneto, but most importantly, this is the first appearance of the Scarlet Witch, and as everyone's been paying attention, Disney Plus, WandaVision, this book is off to the races. Last time we did this video, a year ago, those 7.0s were selling for $1,470. Nice chunk of change. Now, that 7.0, 90-day average, $4,840. Gem, that's the 90-day average. What about the last sale?
What's interesting about the Disney Plus shows, it's something that we haven't really seen in the past. Typically, when the movie comes out or the show comes out, the key starts to taper down and level off. But we're seeing this book continually break records, seemingly every week. The last sale on this book was $6,600, which is well over the 90-day average. Collectors still want to pick up the first appearance of the Scarlet Witch. Now, moving on to number 3. We kind of threw you a curveball last time when we did this video. It's one of the few that are not X-Men titles here. We're talking about Iron Fist 14, the first appearance of Sabretooth, but more specifically, we were talking about the 35-cent variant. Now, interestingly enough, when we went back to GPA to find that 7.0 sale that went for $2,000, it's not there anymore. Not sure if maybe that was a sale that fell through. So we got some other data regarding Iron Fist 14. So a CGC 9.6 for that 35-cent variant sold for $15,025. Almost a year ago in May of 2020, just a few months after we did the video. Now to put that in perspective, a regular 30-cent copy in a 9.6 only sells for $2,000. So that just shows you how rare that 35-cent variant really is.
I'll tell you, man, I've bought a lot of collections, I've looked a lot of books, and I've never come across it. All right, let's go to number 2 here. This is a grail, and it's always been the biggest Bronze Age book, but now, again, gonna hit you with some crazy numbers. Incredible Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine. A year ago, that 7.0 was selling for $2,685, a big chunk of change. That's a lot of money for a comic book. We have doubled, guys. It now sells on average for $5,235, but the last sale, another level, another record, $6,800 just this month.
The Hulk 181 has always been a phenomenon. It always goes up no matter what's going on in media. But with this Mutants push in the MCU, it's been on fire. And just to kind of correct you, just so that the comments don't get too crazy, first full appearance of Wolverine, right? First cameo, and Hulk 180 is on fire too, almost reaching X-Men 94 levels with how undervalued it was and how crazily it's been selling for. But you know, we got to talk about the granddaddy of them all. Number 1 on the list has to be X-Men number 1, the first appearance of the original 5 plus Professor X and Magneto. This book in a 7.0 sold for $15,724 on average this time last year, now going for $23,600.
You could almost argue with the way the prices are going that there's still a lot of room on this book, which is mind-blowing because that's a tremendous amount of money. But the way this entire list is growing, some of these books doubled, tripled, so there might be some more room on that X-Men one. And 7.0 is a very difficult grade to get in this.
Personally, I still think there's room to grow on all of these books until we start getting castings, trailers, in actual movies and shows. And if WandaVision has taught us anything, that doesn't necessarily slow down the hype on these books. So I think if we did a recap video next year, you might even see crazier numbers. So you might still want to jump in now.
Yeah, Gem, I kind of have to agree with you. I mean, we've just seen in this last year these numbers go crazy. And like you said, we have yet to see a mutant on screen, unless you talk about Scarlet Witch. We have yet to get teases, no trailers, no castings, nothing. And these books are skyrocketing. So I have to agree with you. There may be room for every single one of these to grow. And Gem, congratulations on your Indiegogo campaign just closing at $21,000. That is Invincible Red Sonja #1. Guys, you're looking for Invincible Red Sonja #2? Check out Very Gary Comics Indiegogo campaign. I have a variant cover up there now for Invincible Red Sonja #2 by cover artist Chris Campagna.
That's right. I'm going to put the link in the description box so that you can back the Indiegogo campaign for Very Gary. Make sure that you subscribe to his channel, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss videos and get lost in the algorithm, and make sure to subscribe here as well and hit the bell just the same. We appreciate you guys watching, but don't go anywhere. I got a playlist with a bunch of top 10 videos that you might want to check out. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.